Welcome to Business Middle East. This week we're focusing on gold prices. It was a golden week for buyers of bullion as prices continued to drop. This, of course, includes lovers of gold jewelry. There are a number of different factors behind the price slide. But right now, the most important thing for investors to understand is what the precious metal is likely to do in the midterm.
Gold prices slid last week to their lowest level in nearly 9 months as the dollar rose to its highest in 4 years against a basket of major currencies. There were several influences at play, but the biggest was higher borrowing cost expectations from the Federal Reserve. After the latest meeting of the Fed's Policy Committee, Chair Janet Yellen said interest rates in the US will remain near zero for a considerable time, but she also predicted a faster rate of increases when they do occur.
Inflation has
That pushed up the dollar, which makes gold less attractive. The traditional safe haven investment is priced in dollars.
persistently below.
The Middle East has seen gold trades booming, especially since the beginning of the year, despite the high price volatility between the first and third quarters. The Gulf region has become one of the premier locations in the world for buying and selling the precious metal. The reasons for that include wedding customs and traditions that involve the purchase of relatively large amounts of gold for the bride to wear, as well as Middle East investors liking physical assets such as real estate and bullion. Today, gold is part of a trend to invest in assets that are less volatile than currencies.
For more perspective on this issue, we are joined by Al-Hammoury, Chief Market Strategist at ADS Securities in Abu Dhabi. Hello, Noor. From your position in Abu Dhabi, what's your view of the fall in gold prices and its impact on the region?
Yes, so there are two major reasons for the recent declines. Basically, the first is due to the de-escalation between Russia and Ukraine in addition to the peace agreement. The second reason is basically the rally in the US dollar and the recent rally in the US dollar as the markets believes that the Federal Reserve will be able to raise the Fed fund rate next year. But there are also doubts about the Federal Reserve policies right now and if it will be able to raise the rates as promised. And as for the region here, there are a lot of headlines that in the newspapers at least showing that gold demands, especially in the Gulf region, remains on the rise as the people here still believes that gold remains as a safe haven investment.
With the big movements in gold prices globally, what are the potential effects from the Federal Reserve's actions and what can investors do to respond?
Yeah, well, since the beginning of the year, we've been bullish on gold at some point in the first half of the year, gold was one of the best asset classes performer. However, the geopolitical tensions and the de-escalation in Ukraine played a role in the current situation. In the meantime, the Fed is promising that the interest rate will rise toward 1.35% by the end of 2015. However, the Fed also mentioned that this might happen if the outlook holds, but there are some signs that the economic stabilization is not there yet. So the recent jobs, housing, and inflation figures remain far away from the Federal Reserve target. Therefore, if the outlook changes at some point or at any time, and the Fed delays the rate hike, gold may rally, and at the same time, but we still see that gold is not going to go below $1,000 per ounce. Therefore, investors may return back to gold again at some point in 2015, whether to hedge against inflation or to securitize their wealth against any unexpected economic slowing down.
Al-Hammoury, Chief Market Strategist in ADS Securities, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
That's all for this edition. For more business news, you can always visit Euronews.com or Euronews Business YouTube channel. From all the Business Middle East team, thank you for watching and have a golden week.